Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. Last segment, we were talking about some listings I've had. We talked about payments. What I want to mention on pricing, this is what you're paying your realtor for. You got to watch your market position. And that house I just talked about for $650, Bruce, you know what the other home selling in that neighborhood is sold for?
How much?
$790.
Wow.
Excuse me, $720 and $690 were the last couple sales. Now, right next door, 2 doors down from my listing for $650 is a small house, 1,800 square feet, never been updated. Looks original as the day it was built 30 years ago for $635. Now, which one? Do you think it's getting a lot of activity?
No.
Okay. So you got to watch your market position, then watch what's selling. So those other homes that were totally renovated, all brand new, like one of them looks like something off a TV show. I mean, gorgeous renovation, probably has $100,000 more than my listing. And so we've got our price where we think we need to be to get sold.
Well, you can't, and you're not going to get that price.
And I can tell from the activity going through, if you're getting 3 or 4 realtors a week, you're close to getting an offer. Now, if the activity fades, you might need to do something different. Get the car off the blocks in the driveway, clean the house up, get the billy goat off the grass and whatever you got going on there. But this is what your realtor's supposed to help you on marketing. I had 2 people last week said they haven't talked to their listing agents in 6 weeks.
It's incredible.
And so I'm like, all right. They called me saying, you sound like you know what you're doing. We need some help. I'm like, check your contract. And this is, we talked last week. I think I mentioned an article about a California company that tried to lock people into 40-year listing contracts. Can you believe that?
Incredible.
And it went all the way up to the California Supreme Court or something like that and got overruled. Like, that's just predatory. But my listing contract is basically 1 day, Bruce. If somebody's not happy with me or their circumstances change, I never had anybody do that for being a knucklehead.
Of course not.
I've had people say, wait a minute, maybe we ought to rent it. Wait, I'm going to put the kids in it. Wait, I'm going to wait till next summer when things get better. Whatever it might be, I'm in it for your real estate plan. What is best for you? And that's what most, kind of as a fiduciary, I want people to do. I want to do what's best for them and tell them. That's why I don't try and twist their arm to take that $275 offer on a $399 list price, because I've got 10 of those in my spam. Is that the right thing for the seller? Heck no. So, and by the way,
that's why we've been in business for over 30 years.
Yep. And that's why, that's what all those billboards you see and all those ads you hear about. I'll buy your house. It's very simple. It's so easy. I don't have to list. I don't have to do anything. Yeah. Great. You're giving away about 30% of your equity.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny when I hear some of these, commercials. I won't mention the guy's name that's all over the radio, but they have these quotes from people that sold during COVID. I got $30,000 more than my price in 2 days on the market. And I didn't have, well, that was different during COVID. It's different today. Do you think is your strategy different today than it was in the middle of 2020?
Well, and the other thing too, is when you hear, I've been on this station for almost 28 years, Bruce. And every year there'll be a couple new real estate companies that come on this station and they pay the morning show guy to talk about them and say, oh, and weather brought to you by X, and we're the greatest, and call us. We'll sell your home real quick. And after about 3-4 months, people don't call them. It's advertising. It's just people in your face, like personal injury attorney commercials. And I'm in it for your plan. I have people that listen to me for years, Bruce, and I'll say, well, you're not ready to sell. Let's do this. If that's the plan, then here's where you go. I think 18 months from now is probably a good time for you. Let's touch base every quarter. That's what I do for people, just like their financial planner. I want to work out their real estate plan. So you can reach me at 407-230, that's your number, 407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland, or at Loveland Cleve.
Yeah, or the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. So, we talked a little bit about the Fed dropping the Fed rate. What has happened to interest rates since then? I told everybody before the Fed rate that the rates were already baked in, that you wouldn't see any type of a drop after the Fed cut the Fed rate, that you could even see rates pop up a little bit. Now, people thought I was coming from outer space when I said that, but there's a method to my madness, and there's a reason for that. And rates have actually come up slightly since the Fed had the Fed cut. Yep. Okay. Now, we've talked earlier in the show about why that was, but it will get better. Things will start to tone. But Jerome Powell came out last week and said that he wasn't thinking that he was going to have to drop rates anymore anytime soon. Now, what do you think happened to the market?
It got worse.
It got worse. So he just says those things, and I don't even think he knows what he's talking about.
I don't think he is
I
either.
think he's just making it up.
They've called it wrong every time they should.
Well, and then he comes back and changes it. It's like they'll come out with the unemployment numbers. Unemployment's way down, way down. So many people have got new jobs. And then a week later they come out, well, the numbers weren't completely accurate and we're actually up in unemployment. So this is the way that they operate the government. So you people out there are living on false information on a regular basis. That's why Cleve and I give you the real deal. We're telling you the good news and the bad news. When things aren't so good, we tell you they're not so good. When we tell you they're great, they're great. So right now is a buying opportunity. There's a lot of homes on the market. We have an abundance of inventory. Rates have come down and sellers are still willing to work deals. What more would you want as a buyer? Well, I want lower interest rates than they are. Great. Then wait for lower interest rates. They'll get lower. And guess what's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen?
Multiple offers.
Multiple offers.
Scratching
pay over ask price. Nobody's going to accept your low down payment loan. So now you have the perfect opportunity as a buyer. Stop sitting around and waiting. I'll help you fix your credit. Don't go to a credit repair company. Stop trying to fix it yourself. You're just making it harder for me and harder for you. Call me. I'll help you get your credit in line and we'll get you in a position to buy a home. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com.
Bruce, one thing about these rates, no arms have popped up. Nobody's using any arms.
Nobody's doing any arms. There's no pooling for it. The secondary market.
There's no
Banks
demand.
will try to push some arms here and there, though,
because they want you. They know you're going to be in there every week, cashing your checks and making your deposits. And in 2 to 5 years,
don't fall for it, folks. Don't. I always get the person that thinks they're smarter than I am telling me, "No, I'm not going to stay in the house that long. An arm's going to be good for me." Do you know how many times I heard that before the crash last time? It was so many people went, "Oh no, I don't mind the option arm. I don't mind doing that. I'm only going to be in the house for a while." Then the freaking market went to hell in a handbasket, and everybody went bankrupt and lost their house. Stop being a fool. Pigs get fat and
hogs get slaughtered.
There you go.
All right. For Cleve Loveland, call 407-352-8118. I'm going to give you some listings now, talk about some great prices on some homes. I've got a house. This is a $380,000 to $420,000 neighborhood, starter homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, great investment properties. This house is on a pond. It's 1,500 square feet. It's $327,000, Bruce.
That
sounds like a good buy.
That sounds like a great
It's like probably destroyed, no windows or doors. Nope, it's in good shape. It needs some cosmetic upgrades on the inside, probably about $20,000, but it's at $327,000. So I'll have multiple offers on that pretty quick. Probably that's over on the east side of town by Alfea Trail and 50. I've got one in Royal Harbor, 55 and better community for $286,000, 1,600 square feet, wood floors, fresh paint, fresh carpet. In this house, open floor plan, this neighborhood, they cut the grass for you. You've got a guard shack, great clubhouse on the Harris chain of lakes for $286,000. And then I've got these two here, Bruce. These are what you did payments on. This is a good starter price, a starter home. This is a townhome in Lake Nona for $337,000. 1,400 square feet. Let me tell you why. That is the best price per square foot on a townhome. There's some other condos around the same price or a little less, but their condo dues are another couple $100 a month. This one has a 1-car garage. Those condos don't. This one is about 1,400 square feet. Those other condos are about 1,200 square feet. This community is gated and also has single-family homes that help hold the resale value of this neighborhood.
Well, that's one of the fastest, most dynamic growing communities in the country.
And this is in Lake Nona. This neighborhood is on Lake Nona.
Oh no!
Like I've seen Lake Nona when I've been inside Lake Nona Country Club, but this neighborhood is on Lake Nona with a community center there and your tennis and your fitness center, all those things on the lake there. It is gated for $337,000. What's the payment come out on that, Bruce?
P&I would be $1,969 approximately with 5% down, and including your taxes and insurance, everything, even the condo or townhome HOA fee, $2,945 at 5% down with good credit. I ran those at a 735 credit score with 5% down. So there you go, folks. Where can you get your own beautiful townhome in Lake Nona for under $3,000 a month?
And southeast side of town, I've got that was the southeast side of town, Orlando. I've got the southwest side of town. This is down 27, Dundee, Florida, by Lake Wales, Haines City area, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on a skiable lake, 1,500 square feet, and a 4-car garage on 1.25 acres on this property, Bruce. And this is a home. This is like I call a newer generation home, built in 06. So you got high ceilings, you got a split floor plan, you got a master with tub and shower, all those things. Guess how much this is on a skiable lake, Bruce?
600.
459,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So on the payment on that, tell everybody what you came up with.
All
on
right.
that one.
So I ran, actually, since that one's 458, I ran FHA for you on that one with 5% down. You could go 3.5% down, but I ran 5. That would put your payment, and that was at a 6% interest rate. These are not quotes, so I'm not giving you APRs and all that stuff because it gets to be too complicated on the radio. But this is just an example. Your payment, principal and interest, to be about $2,650, and including taxes, insurance, everything, $3,255. Everything, $3,255 for a lakefront, skiable lakefront. Yeah. And listen, those lakes out in Polk County are incredible.
They've got more lakes in Polk County than they do in Orange County.
They're beautiful lakes. They're clean.
They're good size.
They're really nice.
And the way this house is positioned, Bruce, it looks south to north. You can't see the other homes on the lake. You're looking down the long.
There's any other lakes attached to that one? Or
no, it's not a chain. It's not a chain, but it is plenty big to ski on. I think it's over.
They're huge lakes out
over
there.
100 acres on that. So
speaking of out there in Polk County, before you get to that, Southern Homes. I'm killing it with Southern Homes. Their average home price runs around $350. New construction, brand new construction, $350. They've got Bartow, Lakeland, Sebring, Lake Wales, Haines City, all over the place. New construction, great homes, and they'll pay all your closing costs, and you can use the loan arranger. How about that one?
That's right. And one thing I want to mention, we got a couple minutes left, right, Bruce?
Yep.
All right. I want to talk about insurance. One thing I am seeing in insurance for the past 4 years has been the problem with housing on inspections. They're like, oh, hot water heater is more than 15 years old, replace it. It's in the house, it's over 10 years old, replace it. New roof, roof's not 15 years or younger, replace it. All these things, they are causing a lot of problems because they're getting hammered by all the attorney lawsuits out there. And I'm finally starting to see some relief on that, Bruce. There's some new companies. And for the first time ever, it's funny, I got my renewal premium from one company I've been with for 25 years, and it has skyrocketed. And I've got a new roof on my house, and I called them, and they actually took the time to walk me through my coverage, and I trimmed the policy back down to where it was by shopping some things. They're like, well, you've got other structures on here. I'm like, I don't have any other structures on my house. I don't have any sheds or anything. So they're getting more flexible in what they'll do. They're listening to the consumer. And those are the companies that will make it. There are also some new companies coming in that aren't weighted heavily, like in Florida with all the damage we have coming
That's
from
right.
like the storm that came through on Helene. So you can shop those things out, but you want to know that, like when you go in, you guys have an estimate of that. We can figure that out for you. Call our good friend John Tankersley and figure out what your insurance will be. That's part of the process as PITI.
That's right.
And we know the taxes on the property, but we got to figure out the insurance sometimes. And you can ask for different deductibles if you want. You can have $1,000.
I suggest that you do. I go with a high deductible because I don't want to make
not going to make a claim for less than 10 grand, right?
Nope,
yeah. So not going to do it. So there's all kinds of things that come into play on that. So,
and you and I also we know a lot of people in the insurance industry. So if you are seeking to shop for insurance, let us know. We'll guide you in the right direction as to who to shop for.
Yep. All right. Call me at 407-352-8118. That's cleveloveland.com.
Yeah. Or the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn at CrossCountry Mortgage, here to serve your needs. Been in the mortgage business for 35 years. And I'm right here in your backyard. You can call me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144, or WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve, I want to thank you for a great weekend, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend. I will be celebrating my wife's birthday next week, and
happy birthday, Michelle.
I just wanted you to know how grateful I am to be in business with somebody of your caliber. And if you're out there looking for a real estate agent, you won't find somebody with more integrity and more experience than Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. I say that from the bottom of my heart, and I mean every bit of it. If you'd like to talk to Cleve, he can be reached now at 407-352-8118. If you'd like to talk to the loan arranger and get your mortgage started, go to WeBringYouHome.com or 407-250-9144. Have a great week.